Hello, my name is Ken Vargas, and for my final project, I'm going to be talking about navigating social media limitations in general music. One of the difficult challenges of teaching general music is finding a way to resonate with all learners in a classroom. Musical experience varies by grade level, but the majority of general music students are not placed in this class by choice. It is up to the teacher to find new and innovative ways to motivate their students, especially within the middle school level. Before diving into standard music education topics, it is important to establish some type of meaningful connection between students and the music world as they know it. What better way to connect with students than to use the technology they're currently using as their music media intake? Music can be found all over. Music has been on the radio, TV shows, movies, and in videos all over the internet. These platforms encourage music interactions through singing, dance, and other forms of entertainment. Social media, in particular, also provides a virtual setting for students to discuss their musical interests, share their ideas, and collaborate with each other to create something new. The purpose of this presentation is to review functions of social media that could be used within a music classroom to enhance learning. Studies have shown that social media nurtures a participatory culture where teens are more likely to express themselves more freely. In a recent study done by the Pew Research Center, 8 in 10 teens say it makes them feel more connected to their friends. 71% feel that they can be creative on social media, while 67% say they feel supported from their social media environment. This is the kind of environment that teachers are trying to emulate in their classrooms. Students are more likely to participate and be engaged in classes where their contributions matter and where they reflect authentic world experiences. It is on social media where students experience the music of their generation. Although social media is a great tool for people to gather virtually and share their ideas, many schools have taken a strong stance against these sites. Privacy issues, cyberbullying, and excessive screen time on these platforms have caused schools to reevaluate their internet access. It is important to note that all schools have their own policies and rules regarding social media in the classroom. In schools where every student is issued a Chromebook, it is extremely likely that those social media platforms are blocked or regulated in some type of way. This leads us to a problem that most teachers have to face when constructing their lessons. Educators have to be conscientious about the roadblocks their school districts have in place when it comes to implementing social media in their class. This is directly directed towards students at the middle and high school levels because they are more likely to experience social media on their personal devices. It makes sense to bring these experiences of communicating, collaborating with others, and creative expression into the classroom. Like social media, music making is a collaborative process. Students today have a better idea of the music making process because of all the professional musicians out there using social media to promote their brand. As a result, the performance and entertainment aspects of music get immediately stereotyped by students. They struggle to see the other benefits of learning general music. Students close themselves off from music because they feel they don't have the talent to perform on an instrument or know without a doubt that they will never use this they'll never be in the music field. This is where a lot of teachers run into students saying, why do I need to learn this if I'm never going to use it? The ultimate problem is getting students engaged in the class long enough so that they can see how music can improve their lives. Through this design, students will be able to construct meaningful connections with music by interacting with their peers. These interactions will allow students to get more comfortable in their discussions of music topics and encourage overall engagement in class. Students will feel like they can communicate with peers of similar music taste and be more inclined to participate in the music making process. Students will be able to collaborate with one another on music making software to create music in the styles they relate to. This learning design has a huge focus on connectivism and constructivism with emphasis on student autonomy. Students will connect with what they are learning by researching musical styles that interest them. Taking the time to find the instruments, styles, and genres that resonate with them allows students to make meaningful connections with the music and each other. Students will learn from each other and their shared experiences to create music that they enjoy. When looking at popular social mediums, it is important to examine their positive affordances for educational purposes. Popular sites like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube do an excellent job of sharing materials within a set community for users to react to. Users feel comfortable participating in this culture because they get to decide how much they want to participate in it. They can choose to interact with content at the lowest levels of engagement or fully commit to the environment and start producing their own original content. There are also avenues for showing support by watching and sharing other users' content. These interactions can also establish an informal mentoring relationship as users subscribe to a specific idea or individual. In classrooms where these sites are not available, it is up to the educator to find and create alternatives with these same characteristics. Google Classroom is an excellent way for students to share their ideas in class. Teachers can encourage students to utilize the message feature from the stream as a class message board to start a blog. Students can react and comment to what is being shared among the students in their class, just like they would on social media. From these messages, students can see what they have in common with each other. From a music standpoint, students can share songs that interest them and provoke conversations with their classmates. Students can question what makes a particular song good or bad, and even research how these songs were created. These discussions provide students with inspiration to join the creative music making process. Traditional music making is clearly a collaborative experience, but the process of digital music making has taken an individualistic approach. It takes time for students to learn the intricacies of these digital audio workstations, as there are millions of combinations of sounds, instruments, and effects that could be used. This has secluded new users of these programs due to their learning curve. On the other hand, these softwares have features that encourage collaboration between their users. Users can create and share their creations privately or publicly, and then receive feedback to improve their work. Like real musicians, users can collaborate with each other in real time to add tracks, message ideas to each other, and in some programs, video conference as they work together. The goal is to provide students with authentic music experiences that will keep them engaged in the general music classroom. This can be done by giving students the autonomy to share, create, and comment on the music that is meaningful to them. Start the school year off with a challenge for students to market their favorite songs, groups, or musical styles to their classmates. The teacher can demonstrate how starting musicians and professional ones market their brand through social media. Creating video, artwork, music, and an overall brand showcases all aspects of the music industry. Students will work together to compose their own music on Soundtrap in the style of their favorite artists. Students will then promote their work on Google Classroom. This imitates how real life musicians create content, build an audience, and connect with their fans. The work your class produces can then be presented as a class album so all students feel their contributions are meaningful. The biggest outcome is that students gain an understanding of what it means to be involved in the music industry. By interacting with music that students are interested in, they will be more inclined to participate in music conversations. This engagement will inspire students to listen to musical styles that they're unfamiliar with and gain an appreciation for the arts. They will understand that music is more than just improving skills on an instrument to perform. Making these connections will build confidence for students to create their own music and get them comfortable with giving and receiving feedback. Overall, this experience will prepare students to work collaboratively with people and effectively use these functions of social media in their personal lives. Since its design relies on meaningful functions of social media, there is not one clear software to help achieve these goals. There are many programs that utilize the best tools from social media, so teachers can choose what works best for their students. Having options for both students and teachers allows the content chosen to be relevant and meaningful. There are many music creation software out there with ways to present student creations. Teachers can even decide to hold these online discussions live with their students. Overall, this gives students a safe place to develop and express their ideas among a like minded community. Students will build the strengths of this design are that students will build a sense of community through collaboration and discussion. As students share their ideas, they will gain confidence in their exploration of music. Having the freedom to choose what music topics they want to engage with gives power to the students. They feel like they're in control of their learning, which inspires them to discover and create their own music. There are many opportunities for students to collaborate and learn from each other. Students receive an authentic musical experience through the work of actual musicians from the industry. This will create meaningful experiences for students and keep them engaged in the general music curriculum. Since the weaknesses are that since students have ultimate autonomy in this design, there's a danger of students not fully exploring all musical avenues. Students will want to stick with music from their popular genres and refuse to branch out to other styles. Another weakness is that educators will have to watch student online interactions very carefully in order to police inappropriate content. Social media sites usually have moderators and ways to flag these discussions, but the alternatives that teachers come up with don't. Uh, this design yep, those are the weaknesses. So in conclusion, traditional social media sites are not necessary to conduct educational activities that would benefit from using them. There are other tools out there that utilize the same positive functions of social media that won't be blocked or restricted by schools. By implementing these strategies into the classroom, students will be more inclined to participate in general music. Promoting collaboration between students on the musical topics they enjoy is an excellent way to build student motivation. Eventually, this will build a natural interest in music creation and increase overall student engagement. Students will learn how to communicate and collaborate with each other while learning all about music. In this class, I learned how important it is to bring these authentic experiences into the classroom. Social media and the tools they provide are an excellent way to connect the world to what we are trying to teach. These experiences create meaningful connections for students, which motivate them to take their learning beyond the classroom. We're not only preparing students to use these tools in the future, but we are also demonstrating how these tools can help develop skills in any subject they're interested in. Social media is not only about reacting to people's posts and keeping up with friends. There's a whole other side of participating and collaborating with others to build community, a community of lifelong learners who are there to support each other, share creations, and provide feedback to improve their skills. And here are my references.